Yeah, I think it's just being honest with where you're spending your time. I think everything starts from that. And we have an exercise. It's delegate to elevate, but it's based on passion and pay. So there are certain things that pay really well in real estate and certain things that don't pay really well, and they're all important. And so you have to decide what things you're passionate about and what things pay really well. And there are times where you absolutely have to do the things that pay really well that you're not passionate about. You know, I was not passionate about lead generating in the least bit. I'd never had a sales job before. I'm introverted. Picking up the phone, to me, the phone is like really heavy. I know it's heavy for everyone. For me, it's like super heavy. But I did it. I did it for religiously for 12 to 15 hours. I never missed the time block. Unfortunately, I had like Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Those were when some coach early on in my career said it's the best time. I wish I probably would have done it in the morning back then. But then I would do 12 to 15 hours total. And if you're not doing new business development for 12 to 15 hours a week, laser focused, you're missing the game of sales. There's no good salesperson that isn't dedicating time to making new contacts every day. So, and if you do that for 90 days or 6 months or 9 months or 12 months, you'll get busy enough to hire a full-time administrator. Yeah. You know, you just have to incrementally shed the things that that aren't making you the kind of money that you want to make. And it's just a mindset. And one more thing, the E-Myth question that impacted me most powerfully is, how would you have to think about your business differently if you were to replicate it 10,000 times? Yeah. So even if you don't have a second location, how would you think about your business differently if you had to replicate it 10,000 times? So you'd have to automate leads coming in. You'd have to figure out your database in a way where it could operate without you. You'd have to, have someone else show homes because you couldn't be in 10,000 markets at once. You'd have to, build probably a virtual buyer consultation, a virtual seller consultation. You'd have to get creative with how you deliver your services. You'd have to build marketing with collateral, a buyer presentation, a listing presentation, so other people could give it on your behalf. And so all those things have to happen as you're a solo agent. So you're having the vision of being a business owner, even if you don't go to 3 million plus, but still having that vision allows you to spend some time every week working on the business. And those time blocks don't turn into cash immediately, but they're the highest and best use of any entrepreneur's time, is building the systems out and building the marketing collateral and the sales process. And I mean, that stuff is how a business is built. And we never get taught that. It's just not something that we talk about in our industry. So, so I guess that kind of answered your question.
Here's the thing. There are agents that work 60 hours a week and sell 3 homes a year. There are agents that work 60 hours a week and sell 100 homes. So essentially, the way that I look at it is sometimes you're working the same amount as somebody else, but how is somebody else able to get such different results? And the reality is that they probably delegate a lot more things than that person. They're not running around installing a lockbox. They're not running around inputting a listing on the MLS. They're not doing all these extra things that can be delegated. And I think for a lot of people, they're scared. They're scared when they look at, I'm going to have to pay somebody $20,000 to $40,000 a year. They think about like, how am I going to come up with this money? But the key is, you said you only have to have enough for 3 months. At 3 months, if it doesn't work out, essentially you guys can cut ties or separate. But the reality is they're looking at a big dollar amount, like $20,000, $40,000 versus X amount of dollars. And as it relates to the systems, is just being connected to people that have already been through that journey that can actually help guide you to be able to take it to the next level. I'm going to share one tip, Lars. When I got my first assistant, my broker at that time actually told me about a program that the county of Ventura has, where they pay half of the salary of your employee as long as you hire somebody that is unemployed at that time. They only have to be unemployed for 1 day. So essentially, if you're hiring somebody that is $20 an hour, they will pay the $10 an hour up to a certain limit, like $10,000 to $15,000 an hour. And I've told several agents about this program in my market. I told them, hey, look, you're ready for this. Like, you're only making a commitment of about $10 an hour. Like it's a no brainer, you know, like hire somebody that's worth 20, they'll reimburse you $10 an hour. And the point that I'm trying to make here is that there may be a program in other markets as well too. And if you're at that stage where you're looking to maybe hire your first person, reach out to me, reach out to somebody like Lars, and see if there's a program like that in your market where you can take that jump. Because the reality is that once you make that jump, you don't ever envision your life going back to wearing all those hats. You don't ever want to go back to carrying 10, 20 different hats versus being able to delegate a lot of that stuff. And I think that's important.